Welcome, everybody, to the league. It is week 14, aka the last week of the regular season. And as you can see from the standings, a lot of shit has changed. Let's recap last week, though, very quickly. The Voyagers beat down the Tanks. Sure. The Mothmen beat the Cartel. Easy peasy. The Dumpster Fire beat the Rune Dogs by less than a field goal to eliminate them from the playoffs. It's the first time in a long time the Rune Dogs haven't been in these playoffs, and they've looked pretty mediocre this year. The Quailmen beat the Heaters by about 30 to secure their spot in the playoffs. The Trolls beat the Tiger Sharks by about 30 to continue the Tiger Sharks skid. We'll talk about that ad nauseum today. And the LA Finesse beat the Cavs to knock them out of the playoffs. So, as you can see, the Cavaliers, the Rune Dogs, the Heaters, the Cartel, and the Tiananmen Square Tanks have been eliminated from playoff contention. The Trolls have clinched a first-round bye. We all knew that was going to happen. The Voyagers and the Dumpster Fire, again, have clinched their respective divisions, but neither have clinched a first-round bye just yet. The Voyagers would have to win this week and have the Dumpster Fire lose to clinch a first-round bye because they have not scored nearly enough points, even if they tie. Voyagers are behind like almost 200 points on the year for the Dumpster Fire, and that's the tiebreaker. So the Voyagers are praying for a Dumpster Fire loss and, of course, a win for themselves. Dumpster Fire, all they pretty much got to do again is pretty much just win, and they're going to clinch that first-round bye. The Mothmen have secured their spot in the playoffs as well. They're not going to get a bye. They're not going to get, whatever, but they are in. Same with the Quailmen. They're chilling there. They're in the playoffs. It just depends on who they play now, because it's down to the Tiger Sharks and the LA Finesse. If the season were to end now, Tiger Sharks have a game on the Finesse, they would obviously be in. For the Tiger Sharks to get in, all they got to do is win. If they win, they're in. Doesn't matter what happens to the Finesse. For the Finesse, they have to win, and the Finesse have to win, and the Tiger Sharks have to lose. And it doesn't really matter how many points are scored. I think the Finesse have outscored the Tiger Sharks by, I think, 117. Let me check that. Yeah, 117 points on the season. So if the only way for the Tiger Sharks to lose and the Finesse win and the Tiger Sharks still get in the playoffs would be for the Tiger Sharks to somehow lose and still outscore the Finesse by 117 points, even though the Finesse would have to win. So pretty much not going to happen. So Finesse win, Sharks loss, Finesse are in. Tiger Sharks win, they're in. Or a Finesse loss, of course. If they both lose, then, of course, the Tiger Sharks would get in there. And, yeah, let's get into these power rankings. I want to talk a little bit about this. So, not much change on the power ranking scales here. Only two movers and one of note. So let's get into that. Number 12, you got the Tanks. Trash. Number 11, Cartel. Trash. Number 10, Heaters. Trash. Number 9, moving down a spot. You got the Cameron Cavaliers. Looking just meh. They had to fight for their life last week against the Finesse to have a chance to sneak into the playoffs. Again, we knew that, and they got bounced hard, 153 to 86. So they almost got doubled up on, and they just have collapsed here. The later 60% of this season. They were in the playoffs last year, if I remember correctly. Let me take a look here at. Can I open this shit in a new damn tab? Fuck you, Sleeper. Doesn't let me open leagues and new tabs. You know what? Hold on. Give me a fucking second. I'm not stopping this. I'm just gonna open up a new damn league tab. Give me a second here. La-di-dee, doo-dee-dee. Previous leagues. Let's go back to last year, 2024, and we'll take a look at these playoffs. So, yeah, last year the Cavs were 10-4 going into the playoffs, and did they earn a bye? They did. They earned a first-round bye last year, just like the Long Island Rune Dogs. The Rune Dogs finished 12-2 last year and got a bye. Both bye teams are bounced this year. I think they both have 5-8 records, which is also interesting. So, new look playoffs this year. Bigger collapse. I would have to say the Rune Dogs, obviously, because we all kind of knew that the Cavs had not the best team, but they got that new coach last year and just sprung them into the playoffs looking hella good. But this year, not so much. So the Rune Dogs have taken over, I think, just a little bit better, but they're both disappointing this year. I'm gonna leave 6 and 7 by themselves for now because we're gonna jump into that. Let's jump up to number 5, and number 5 we got the French Quarter Quailmen looking pretty solid. Nothing's changed in the top 5. Mothmen at 4, Voyagers at 3. Dumpster Fire at 2, and the Trolls at 1. Now, last week I had the Tiger Sharks at 6 and the Finesse at 7. Doing a little stuff here, and I'm gonna go. You can already see where this is going. I've got the Tiger Sharks sitting at 7, and the Finesse sitting at 6. Even though if the playoffs started today, it'd be the Tiger Sharks. They have a game up. But looking at these stats, let's take a look at these two teams. The Tiger Sharks started this year 7-2. 7-2. Now they're 7-6. So obviously they've lost their last 4 games. Did not win in the month of November, I don't think. Oop. And over those last 4 games, they've only averaged 101 points. Just looking very lethargic, and they are just limping into these playoffs, and now they're in trouble of not even getting there if they lose and the Finesse win. The Finesse, on the other hand, they started the season 3-7, looking dead to rights. 3-7, and their only wins through those first 10 weeks were against the Tanks, the Cartel, and the Tampa Bay Tiger Sharks. However, over the last 4 games, they've averaged 127 points with a win over the Tiger Sharks. I think in week 10? Yeah. Week 10, the Finesse and Tiger Sharks faced off. The Finesse won 123-109. So 2 touchdown game there. And now that's a big game looking back on it because now they're going to need to keep it up this week. However, the Finesse have a much harder task to do it. They have to play the Voyagers, whereas the Tiger Sharks only have to play the Heaters. But both of these games are big-time games, big important game, and we're going to see. Let's jump into these matchups. Matchup number 1. You got the 5-8 Cameron Cavaliers at the 1-12 Tiananmen Square Tanks. And right now, yada yada, the Cavs are up 31-0. I think it's late in the first or early in the second, can't remember. And yeah, Vegas has got the Cavs winning this one by about 30, and they're already up by that many, so I don't see anything really changing here in this game. Both of these teams are eliminated, so they're just out there hopefully playing backups, getting some crucial playing time for those young guys. Matchup number 2. You got the 5-8 Long Island Rune Dogs at the 8-5 Midlands Mothmen, who are playoff bound. Again, nothing really matters in this game. There's nothing. It doesn't matter who wins or loses. Same with the last game. It doesn't matter. Rune Dogs could win, and it won't hurt the Mothmen at all. So they're probably going to send out some backups here as well. Right now, though, the Mothmen are winning 36-0. Vegas has still got them winning by about 9 points. So I'm probably going to take that for sure. And the Mothmen are going to, walk into the playoffs, but they do have to play the first round. But this is a pretty scary team. They've been playing very, very well right now. Matchup number 3. You got the 10-3 East leading, most likely going to get the first round bye, Dumpster Fire at the 2-11 Miami Cartel. So again, the Cartel have to win this game for the Voyagers to have a chance at getting a first round bye, but it's the Cartels and it's the Dumpster Fire, so I just don't see that happening. Right now, though, the Cartel are up 14-0. Early in the first quarter, I don't know what happened. I think a punt return touchdown, something crazy happened. Special teams looking dumb, but Vegas has still got the Dumpster Fire winning this one by about 5 touchdowns. So I'm going to take that one to the bank as well, unfortunately. But yeah, most likely the Dumpster Fire are going to get that first round bye from this matchup, unless the Cartel can come to the rescue and save the day somehow. Matchup number 4. You got the 6-7 LA Finesse at the 10-3 Vietnam Voyagers. I was thinking this was going to be matchup of the week, game of the week, just based off playoff implications. But it's not up to me. It was up to the committee. But yeah, as we had talked about, this is a big game for the Finesse. They have to win, and whatever happens with the Tiger Sharks, they want them to lose, of course. Right now, the Voyagers are up 16-15 midway through the first quarter here. And Vegas has got the Voyagers winning by about a field goal, just over a field goal, about 4 points. So that's just the home field advantage doing its thing. This should be a very, very close matchup. And, I mean, it's all here. CeeDee Lamb did go out in that game, but he got 15 points before he went out. So still pretty good showing, but who knows how many points he would have had, because I don't know how late into the game he went out, but he was looking fantastic through that, and game script just gave it to him. This game right here, I mean, you got some interesting matchups here. You got the big one for me is Puka Nacua and Davante Adams, both playing for the Rams. Nacua is playing for the Voyagers, Adams for the Finesse, and Adams has looked like a world beater the last, since week 7. He's gotten at least 1 touchdown every game and 2 or more in most of those games. I mean, even in a game where he only scored 6 points, he still got a touchdown. So, and this dude has just been showing out. Again, all he's doing is catching touchdowns. But on the other side, Puka has looked solid as hell. He hasn't gotten as many touchdowns, only 2 since week 7. And he didn't even play week 7. So since the bye week 9, he's only had 2 touchdowns. But again, it's Puka. He's just getting a crap load of receptions every game. Not as many as he was in the first half of the season, but that's because of the emergence of Davante Adams. So Finesse are really going to count on him, and whoever Stafford throws to today could decide the outcome of this game, because everywhere else it's fairly even in terms of can't think of it, matchup, whatever. But yeah, big important game for the Finesse, one of the biggest games of the week. I'm going to tune in, of course. I have to coach it. Rivalry game of the week. You got the 4-9 Hickory Grove Heaters at the 7-6 Tampa Bay Tiger Sharks. The other big playoff implicating game here. Again, Tiger Sharks just got to win and they're in. That's all they got to do. They got to beat a 4-9 team that has underperformed all year, and that's all they got to do. If we take a look back in week 3, though, the Tiger Sharks, Tiger Sharks won this game 121 to 120, or 120.6 to 119.68. So they won by less than a point against the Heaters, and this is when the Heaters were just losing every game by less than a field goal. Is that going to happen this week? Maybe. The Tiger Sharks are winning this game 22-5. 22-5. Hold up. Sorry about that. I thought I had messed up the score bug I don't remember typing a 5 in, but yeah, so 22-5 in this game. Vegas does have the Tiger Sharks winning by only 10, but again, they have underperformed significantly, again, only scoring 101 points over the last month. And the Heaters, they're out of the playoffs, but they could play spoiler because, again, if they beat the Tiger Sharks and the Finesse have a very good chance of beating the Voyagers, they can knock the Tiger Sharks out of the playoffs, and a little bit of a consolation, especially against one of your biggest rivals on the year. So the Heaters are not lying down. They definitely, of course, want to win this game because it's not going to matter when it comes to the Phantom first pick or whatever into the Toilet Bowl playoffs, because the Tanks and the Cartel have already locked up those 2 buys for the Trash Bowl at the end of the year, or I guess starting next week. So yeah, big game here. Definitely going to be watching this one. Game of the week. It doesn't really matter what happens in this game, but we got the 8-5 French Quarter Quailmen at the 12-1 league-leading Charleston Trolls. The Trolls are winning 44-15 right now. Vegas has got them winning only by a couple of... They've got them winning by 3 touchdowns. And the Quailmen look to have a big game this week. Justin Herbert for the Quailmen says he's questionable, but I don't know what the hell's wrong with him. Sure. But, I mean, the Trolls are dangerous on so many levels. Their kicker, Brandon Aubrey, just got 26 fucking points, and most likely another point, I'm assuming, at the end of the week, because he did get a tackle, but I don't know where. However, if that's not calculated in at the end of the week, I don't think I'm going to, because for one, it doesn't fucking matter, but I'm not going to manually go in and put a point for him, because there could be plenty of guys over the last 14 weeks that have gotten some ticky-tacky tackle points or something like that, you know, where it didn't show up on sleeper scoring. Because if we actually did that, that would be a fucking pain in the ass. That would be going back to, you know, pre-internet fantasy football days where you got to calculate everything for everybody. Fuck that. I'll let sleeper do it, and if they miss a point here or there, I'm not going to take a look into it. We'll do that if there's ever a crazy game like in the playoffs or whatever where it's a 1 point difference between win and loss, blah blah blah. So yeah, not too worried about that. But if your kicker puts up 26, I don't think you should care if he puts up 27 or not. But hey, every point matters. But in this game, nothing matters. The Trolls could lose. They still have a first-round bye. Quailmen could lose. They're still in the playoffs. So this is just an exhibition to see who can come out and score a crap load of points, getting ready for the playoffs, because we could see this matchup yet again in a couple of weeks. So we'll see. Let's get into these predictions. Thank you for the committee for making these picks. Last week, though, Mandy went 5-1 on her picks. Let me take a look. She went 5-1 on her picks. The only game that she got wrong was picking herself over the dumpster fire, which, hey, you're going to pick yourself almost every time, but fantastic week by Mandy making those picks. So now we're sitting at 59% on the year. Still pretty good. Want to hit 60. Let's go. And the committee this week has got... I took down the tallies from the video. They picked the Cavs over the Tanks 3-0. So all 3 members, the Heaters, not the Trolls, the Heaters, the Tanks, and the Cartel, coaches of those teams, they all picked the Cavs to beat the Tanks. Even the Tanks head coach is like, yeah, we're going to fucking lose. So yeah, pretty easy pick there. They got the Mothmen over the Rune Dogs 2-1. I didn't take into account who picked what. Fuck that. But they picked Mothmen 2-1. They got the Cartel over the Dumpster Fire 2-1. So very interesting prediction there. I don't see that one happening, but I hope it happens. They got the Finesse over the Voyagers 2-1. Interesting. Hoping for that. They're hoping for that upset, I guess. In the rivalry game of the week, they got the Tiger Sharks over the Heaters 2-1 in those picks. And the game of the week, they got the Trolls over the Quailmen, 3-0 on that sweep, on those picks there. So we'll see how these come out. Again, pretty spicy week this week. Let's get into golf. Why? I don't know why. Why am I still fucking writing all this shit down? You know how much I gotta write down for this crap? It's a lot. But last week, any notables? Hunter shot 3 birdies. P-Man shot 2 birdies. E-Man shot 4 birdies and 1 bogey. So 3 under last week. And Matt shot 4 bogeys. So Matt has moved into last place with that 4 bogey showing, while Rybo shot a birdie and no bogeys. So Rybo is not in last anymore. Rybo moved from 12th to 10th, while Matt moved from 11th to 12th last week. And Sam moved down after 2 bogeys. But again, it doesn't fucking matter. I mean, Graydon shot a bogey, last week, and Hunter shot 3 birdies. Very good week. That's a 4-stroke swing. Weird to say. A 4-stroke swing there, and still down by 10. Graydon is going to have to shoot. He's probably already locked up kicker of the week. So that's another fucking birdie. You know, so again, it would have to be, Hunter would have to score 200 points, I think, and Graydon would have to just shit the bed for the rest of his players to even have a modicum of a chance for Hunter to somehow take it. But I don't want Hunter to win this fucking thing just because. Who won it last year? Hold on. Chunks won it last year with 17 under over P-Man, who shot 16 under last year. Hell, Graydon last year shot even par. So he has increased, you know, he's helped his ship by 24 fucking strokes this year. And what happened 2 years ago? Where the hell are my golf? Where's my golf shit? Where's my golf? Where's my golf? Fuck me. Matt. Oh, Matt won 2 years ago, 17 under over Hunter, 15 under. So Hunter last year got 3rd, 2 years ago got 2nd, and looks like this year he's going to get 2nd again. Hunter is just bridesmaid in golf, it seems, can never really take it. You know, but we always see P-Man up there as well as E-Man. E-Man's always usually in the mix, as well as myself. I'm usually sitting just at right here at fucking 5th, like the whole damn every year. So it looks like to win this thing, you just gotta come out with a crazy fucking team and keep it going, and of course make the right starts week to week, and not have guys on your bench that are just too good or whatever. And obviously don't double up on kickers and defensive players, because that'll give you bogeys and drag you down if you want that goal line Stein. Again, Graydon has to have a historic collapse to not win this thing, but we'll see. Anything can happen in golf, and that's about it, guys. And again, anything can happen in golf. Good luck to everybody this week. Thanksgiving was last week. Happy holidays, I guess. You know, it's December 7th. It's my nephew's birthday, and I think today's D-Day. So, happy D-Day to everybody. Yeah, good luck this week, and I'll see you guys in the playoffs next week. Okay, bye.